I said, there were 3 Philly teams today. We were looking for a 2-1 split. With Villanova coming out a little bit on the short end. But not by much. But not by much.
It's just been the story of the season. They somehow find a way. I don't know how much you can keep, how much longer can you keep asking these main five to do what they do before you get something else? And I guess what can you say about pulling this out? You know, Aaliyah wasn't an All-American, and Lou wasn't what she's been all year.
Now, we talked about that a little bit in the locker room afterwards, that it was a pretty impressive win, given that we didn't get, for the first time all year, what we've come to expect from Lou, and we didn't get what we've come to expect from Aaliyah. So it's really hard to win a game against a really, really good team when you have that happen. But somehow, you got to figure it out. And Aubrey came up big, made some big shots, big plays. The 3 Nika made, just like the one against Tennessee, was really big at the right time. We made our free throws for the most part. They're a really good team. They're a really good team. And not only are they really good, they're really hard to play against.
Geno, this is your guys' 4th game in 9 days, and what we need players available. Just how much did fatigue play a factor, and what does it say about Scoop still be able to pull out that?
Yeah, I want to talk to the Big East scheduling people. How Villanova had the whole week off, and they were celebrating, and they were at Eagles, camp, clapping and enjoying and celebrating the Eagles' march to the Super Bowl, and we're slogging through all these games, waiting for them to come up here. The game, the schedule falls the way it falls, because we play a lot of non-conference games. That buy time is taken away from us because we have to play those games. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. So you end up having to cram, 4 games in 9 days. And you just got to, you got to gut it out somehow, some way. Today, I thought talking to them afterwards today was the first game all year where we looked really tired. Right after that first quarter, you could see the energy drained. But again, like you said, somehow, some way, they found a way against a team that wasn't necessarily going to go away, regardless of what you were doing. And I don't know how long we can keep it going. I have no idea. One game at a time, try to prepare for one game at a time, one team at a time. I actually did say to our team, this Villanova game Sunday is going to be in some ways much harder than the Tennessee game. Simply because, one, we play so much alike. There isn't a 180 difference almost where we can play off each other, We've played them so many times, back when Denise was playing. Joe's been there for a while. They know how to play against us. They know how to compete against us. So I knew it was going to be very difficult. And if Lou doesn't make shots from the perimeter, which is really a hard time getting them, it makes it really, really difficult for our big guys to operate in the lane. Really difficult.
Can you just talk about the influence of the season that Auburn's had, not just today, but she's had an impact all along, and how important that's been to you when you're this shorthanded?
Yeah. Always learning that things that happen on the basketball court, they happen and then they go away. She spent a lot of time her first couple of years here. Something would happen on the court, and she would hold on to it for a long time. And she's gotten much, much, much better with that. Her confidence is more intact. She did a terrific job on Secrets today. Not easy. And again, that's been, with a few exceptions, that's been pretty much the whole season. And we still forget that she didn't play for a year and a half almost, whatever it was.
Geno, your bigs overall, they both played 40 minutes. Made some plays down the stretch that helped you seal it. What do you think of their overall play? What they were able to give you down the stretch? What couldn't have been an easy goal out?
Yeah, I thought they struggled a lot early on. Again, there's no room in the lane, so I think there was a little bit of a struggle there. And sometimes you have to use up so much energy to guard these guys because of all the movement that you're a little bit fatigued on offense. And now you got to work extra hard because every time you catch the ball, there's bodies and hands and arms everywhere. But I thought they were really good in the fourth quarter, and that's when it counted the most. So it wasn't their best game, like some of the other games they've had this year where they both got double-doubles and 20 points each. Wasn't one of those. But like I said to Dork, I said, it's not how many threes you're going to make during the season, it's when you make them. And that's what happened today.
Aubrey had 3 fouls in the first match, did a lot of the fourth quarter, 4 fouls. We talked about that together, talk about her ability not to foul out and keep her voice and stuff.
Yeah, some players, they get their third before the ref leaves the scores table. They got their fourth. It's uncanny how that happens. And it's all mental. It's all it's all your composure, your awareness of everything that's going on. And Aubrey's grown up a lot in that area. As I said, I think she's more aware of what she's doing. She's more confident about where I have to go, what I can do, not hesitating, which leads to more fouls. So her maturity has really come at a perfect time for us.
In the possession before Dork made the three, she missed the three. Does that come down when you always talk about the trust you have in players, that you're okay with her taking that next shot? You wouldn't.
Yeah. Yesterday at practice, today at shoot-around, Dorcas spent a lot of time on it, and she was making a bunch. So I knew she was feeling good about it and just needed an opportunity. And I like to look at, like, what did that miss look like? Was it one of those, almost, you know, like Azie's misses or Paige's misses, Lou's misses. Like, how'd that not go in? I like to look at it. And sometimes if Dorca's misses are hit the side of the rim, and then we gotta chase it out the tunnel, and she gets ready to shoot another one, I'm holding my breath. I'm not really crazy about it. But, you know, lately, just like the intensity game, she's really confident in herself. And you gotta have confidence in your upperclassmen, you know, otherwise, you know, they're gonna be afraid to take that shot, and we don't win that game maybe. So I'd rather lose the game by her taking that shot, you know, than her being afraid to take it, period. How many? 30 straight 20-win seasons, is that what you said?
The last 29 years.
They give anything out for that?
Contract extension.
Contract extension. The emails are, you're paying that guy too much, that's why there's a big deficit. You want to know what I would say? I said, I know. I'm going to argue with you.
Geno, I know it's a complicated thing, but has there been any progress seen with Caroline, or, I mean, are you just playing with 5 core players until they walk up to you one day and say, hey, Caroline passed?
Yeah. Caroline's, you know, in those situations that you have with that type of thing, it does come down to, when do you feel ready? And how do you know you're ready? Well, she goes out, does a workout, and if she can only last 15 minutes, then obviously she's not ready. She come to a game, and she has to leave in the second quarter because she can't handle the lights and the, you know, then she's not ready. So now it's been four or 5 days in a row where her workouts have been pretty much complete, and there's been very, very minimal, you know, response to it. So we're getting close. We're getting close. But I don't want to jinx it. But we're getting close. What's the date today?
29th.
Is it 29th? What are our next games? Providence? I'm secretly hoping that before that time passes, she'll be back on the court.
For the next 4 or 5 games?
Could go 2, could go 5.
Do you know, was there, at the end of the game, like you said, your guys are out there, the 5 that are out there, and you trust Doris, but was there anything in particular any particular person that you wanted to see have the ball, or was it just, play good defense and, you know, have the big guys?
At what point? At what point?
At the end, like, was there any, like, one you know, like in the huddle, was there any one go-to person or anything that you wanted to see happen, or was it just play good defense and get the rebounds and?
Well, obviously down the other end, the 3 that they got real late, it was a hell of a shot by that kid, but I you know, I know Nika and Aaliyah were really disappointed because that was not a great switch. And it should have been a much harder, forceful switch. So that was disappointing. And then I thought we did a great job defensively on Maddie Segrist's 3. And in those situations, you know, you can bet your bottom dollar that if there's 3 kids on their team that are great 3-point shooters, and you don't let them touch the ball, one of those other 2 is going to bank one in. It's just the way it goes. So you almost take the the path of guard them all. Just make sure that they score inside the three-point line. And even then, it was like, I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I said, make them dribble. And when they dribble into the lane, nobody go there. Because they're going to kick it out for a three. So even if they go in there and they get a two, we're good. And then, don't go. I think that's a better idea. Go trap the kid, let her throw it to your kid, they make a three, we lose the game. I think it's a better idea. And players become coaches, by the way.
And on offense, is there anything that you can even like draw up at that point? Like Lou could make a shot, like you just kind of have to trust it, like you said, if Dork is open, shoot.
Well, we went more to Aubrey because Aubrey could, she looked like she had more life in her legs, and we thought they didn't have anybody that could guard her in the lane. And then we went to Dorka because we thought the same thing. So we tried to go places where we thought we had an advantage. And normally, you know, we just run our stuff, and organically, you know, we come up with great scenarios. And this time we had to be really intentional, you know. We ran more plays tonight probably than we have in any game recently. Not crazy about that, but we had to do it.
Geno, what's the goal in, the defensive goal in trying to keep receivers in check, and how did it all play out versus what you drew up yesterday or whatever? Do you constantly adjust during the game with player electric?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Couple years ago, you know, when we first got in the league, you knew that if you pushed her to certain spots, she wasn't going to be able to get her shot off. And she's gotten really, really good at taking the ball and going to the spot that she wants to go to. And the ball is always here, so it's hard for, so you got to have somebody big on her, which means that she's a little bit quicker than they are, maybe. And you got to kind of pick your poison. When do we trap? At what point? You know? Which way do we want to force her? And I thought for the most part, there was a stretch there in the third quarter, was it? Where she just scored every time she touched it. And, you know, we knew it. They had two kids that we knew these guys are going to get the majority of their shots. Kid Olsen's gotten a lot better. She's a really tough kid. And Segrist, same thing. They were going to get the majority of the shots. So we tried to limit how many shots they got, but it's like I always say about Villanova. You know, when Harry was there, they're going to get the same shots whether you play defense or don't play defense, because they just work at it. Just keep grinding at it. So overall, I think we did a pretty good job. They scored 58 points. If we can hold Villanova to 58 every time we play them, I think we'd be in pretty good shape. By the other token, if we score 63 every night, I don't think we're going to finish, 40-2. So our offense has got to get a couple reinforcements in.
Tough game at Tennessee, tough game tonight. You have any concern, you know, that you're gonna like take a breath and then, you know, Providence wasn't easy last week.
No. No. Playing the game is hard. Dealing with those Looney Tunes right behind you in the stands is harder. There's nothing easy about it. There's nothing easy about it. And they're playing maybe their best basketball right now. So, you know, like I said, we talked a few times. You said, look, it's not like, remember back in the day, you know, how many great teams are in the Big East? UConn, Notre Dame, Rutgers, Louisville. You know, you just go on and on. DePaul, Syracuse, Pitt. You just keep going on and on and on and on. So I don't think we have that, but we have a lot of really good teams that are really a pain in the ass to play against. Really, really do. The coaches in this league are fantastic. And that's why we do so well in the NCAA tournament. Look at all those big name schools last year that went 2-7 in the NCAA tournament in the first round, second round. And we had two teams, one get to the Final Four and the other one get to the Final Eight. And we won a couple games earlier too. So, yeah, people might look at our league and go, you know, this guy's. I tell them all the time, yeah, where do you have to play one of them? Then you'll see. And I'm proud that we have to play the way we have to play every night out against the teams in our league. You know? Because they challenge us every night. Mentally and physically, they challenge us every night. Who's playing better than Georgetown right now? You know, everybody thought, oh, Georgetown's picked the bottom of the league. Yeah. My stomach might not feel good before that trip. I might stay home and watch it on TV. That's going to be a pain in the ass game. So our league really taxes you. And I love it. I love it. Gets us ready for the NCAA tournament.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Whew.